Happy Saturday night date night. My knitting needle's out of the way here. All the things are going off at the same time. Oh my. How are all of you guys? I hope you're well. Can you kind of hold on? There we go. Should be a little nicer. Okay, let's pull up the live here so I can see the chat. Hello, hello. Oh, there we are. Perfect. Okay. Okay. Hello, hello. Happy Saturday night date night. Come on in. Thank you guys so much for your patience. I put my little goodies in my pockets here, my cardigan. Oh, I'm becoming that person. Putting things in pockets. Yeah, that's me. Hi, Ruth. Hi, Pen. Hi, Jill. Hi, Lamar. Welcome in. Kathy and Donna. Welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday night date night. I've given the eyes a break over the last couple of days. I've had the contacts in, and sometimes I forget to take them out, and it really does a number on my eyes. So when I take them out, I leave them out for a few days to kind of let my eyes breathe before putting them back in. The thing about it is I stay awake for so long that I actually forget that I have them on. And then I go to sleep, I sleep in them, and then I wake up again and I'm like, ugh, I wish I would have taken them out, you know? So anyway, let me scroll down so I can see the chat. So for those of you guys that are new here, Saturday night date night is one of my live streams where I just chill out. Like, I'm not on any type of agenda. I just come on. You guys are, you know, the focal point. I just sit here and hang out with you guys like BFFs. We're just having all the fun. So I got my coffee. I have my coffee. I have my treats. Oh, my chat froze. Me and technology are not BFFs. We're not BFFs today. I took some time this morning to record a tutorial, and all of the things just turned off. Like, yeah. So I said, you know what? This is a sign. One, cut it out. Give yourself a break. Relax. So that's what I did. Hi, Snowy Cat. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hold on, let me open that up so I can see you guys. You know, I really don't like, okay, it's one thing, the ads, I get it. You know, I'm a content creator. This is my job. I get that part. But like, I don't know if you guys see it, but you know, on the side where the chat box is, above the chat box, there's these ads that pop up, like on the side of an ad, as if having it on the screen isn't enough. You have another one on the side right above the chat, and it pushes the chat box down, so I can't really see the chat, you know? Okay, I'm done complaining. Anyway, let's see here. We've got Kathy, a member for 21 months. Thank you so much. 21 months and met some of the best people here. Love my yarning family. Absolutely. Same here. So let's see. Britt, member for 18 months. A bit behind some of you guys, but it's been the best 18 months. Thanks for all you do for us, Juan. Thank you. This doesn't happen without you guys. Let me arrow over and see what else we've got going on here. Ugh, it won't let me slide over. Or will it? Yes, it will. Okay. And then we have Jess, a member for 21 months, almost 2 years. Woohoo, yes. Yeah, I have to be very thankful for the fact that the members who have been, I mean, we have a lot of members who stick around and hang out with us. And I have to be very, very thankful for that, because there's a lot of amazing content creators on YouTube in the Yardy family here. And the fact that I have members that have been around for so long, I'm deeply humbled and grateful by it. So thank you guys so much for your support. It means a lot, you know? I have another one of those chat ads. Do you guys see them, or is it just me? Are they punishing me? What are they doing? You know? Colleen, member for 21 months. Wow. It flies. Time flies. Before you know it, it's like, wow, you know? Love it. Hi, Connie. Welcome in. So I have to tell you guys something. So you guys know how much I dislike purling, right? So I'm knitting. I'm making these swatches as promised. I told you guys that I would showcase, swatches, so on and so forth. Okay. My point is, tell me why my purl swatch turned out better than my garter stitch swatch. I was so surprised. As much as I dislike doing it, it actually looks better than my garter stitch. I'm like, no, this is not how it's supposed to happen. The stitch that I actually like doing should be the one that looks better, and that's not the case. I think it's because I was paying such close attention to like all the things, making sure that I didn't make a mistake, and it turned out really nice. I used number 6s, so I'm sorry, number 10s, a 6mm knitting needle and a 4-weight yarn, and I was just doing it, and I'm like, I'm proud as punch on this. Anyway, so I go to move on to the next swatch. I'm on the third one right now. I'll recap you guys on the podcast, but so the third swatch is a 2x2 rib. So you knit 2 stitches, you purl 2 stitches, you knit 2, so on and so forth, right? My first pass was horrible because I couldn't, my brain could not understand that you had to take the yarn and pull it forward when you go to purl, or no, I'm sorry. You do one of the things. You have to take that yarn and you have to move it from the front and then move it and pull it to the back. When you're doing your rib, you have to play with that yarn. You can't keep it on the same side. So if you're doing a purl, which is the opposite of a knit stitch, that yarn needs to move when your stitch moves, and I forget to do that. So when I go to turn my work, it doesn't look right. So I have no idea where I'm supposed to put my needle to make that happen. Anyway, the saga continues, but I won't give up because, this is the trials and tribulations of a self-taught knitter. Like, I'm teaching myself very slowly to make sure that, like, I'm not rushing this process, that I just have fun doing it. And I'm having so much fun. So, anyway, wanted to share that little bauble of information with you. Also, too, there's this stitch that I'm working on. And I can't think for the life of me what the name of it is. I've looked in my books. I cannot figure it out. It's not a half double crochet cluster stitch. It's similar to it, except for the fact that when you go into the next stitch, you're not yarning over. So when you do a double crochet cluster, you're working out of 2 stitches, right? So you do a half double crochet, you yarn over, you go in, you draw up that loop. And then to make the cluster, you yarn over again, go in the next loop, pull that through, yarn over, go through all of it. The stitch that I'm working on right now for my dishcloth is yarn over, go in, draw up a loop, and then just go right into the next stitch and draw a loop, yarn over, and pull through all 4. So you're working, so it's not just a half double crochet, because I'm working out of 2 stitches. So the first stitch is a half double, but then I'm going in the next stitch in the same run, pulling that through, yarning over, and pulling through both. So it is a cluster, but is it a half double crochet, single crochet cluster? Because the one stitch is a half double, the next one is a single, and I'm combining them into 2. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure what that is. At first I thought, okay, well, we're on to something with like the star stitch. So like, it's similar to that, except with the star stitch, you do that 2 more times, for a total of 6 loops. So I'm not sure what that is. Is it a joined double crochet? I'm not sure because it's not the same. I wish I was able to show you guys because I've been looking for like an hour. All I know is I wish I had something to show you guys, but I don't. I have my knitting, but that's this. So okay, so to begin, right, you're yarning over, you're going into your stitch, you're pulling out that loop. You've got 3 loops on the hook. From here, you're going into the next stitch with your hook. Go right in, draw up that loop. You now have 4 loops on the hook. you're yarning over and you're pulling through all 4 loops. I'm not sure what that's called. Everyone has homework. Find the half double crochet, single crochet together cluster, right? Is that what that is? Because if it is, it's very pretty. For my dishcloth though, the first stitch of every row is a half double crochet. And then I work into that same stitch to begin that cluster stitch. And then the very last stitch of the row is a half double crochet, just so that there's balance from the first stitch and the last stitch. So I don't know if that's even a thing. I just said to myself, if I'm making a dishcloth, it's got to be of substance. I don't want just a single stitch there. It needs to be a cluster stitch of some sort. So that's what I came up with. I didn't want to do the half double crochet cluster or the knotted half double crochet. I didn't want to do any of that. I wanted to do something a little different, and the fabric actually looks a little different when you switch up on that second stitch. It sounds like a link stitch. I think so. Dawn, once I figure out what it even is, then I can do a tutorial for it. But I don't want to do it and call it the wrong thing, if that makes any sense. Hi, Sabroso. Welcome in. And hello to you guys. Hello to all of you guys who I missed. Thank you so much for popping in here. I've got my Bobos here. How rude of me. Look, doesn't that look good? It's so good. These are amazing. I get these at Walmart. You get a 5-pack for like $3. It's amazing. Get yourself some, but save me some. If you have yarn in front of you, try it. Just even if it's like 10 stitches, you chain 10 and you just do the things, you'll notice the fabric is really pretty. It's not something that I see every day, because I'm either doing like the single crochet cluster, the half double crochet cluster, but you're taking a half double and a single and doing that, You love the Bobos? Oh, if only Juan had a stitch reference book. And you know what? I got to tell you guys something about this. As a person who collects recipes, and you guys know I have tons and tons and tons of books, there is no common consistency with all of the information. I'm telling you this right now. I can open one book and it's got its very own depiction of what a stitch should be, and then you go to another book and it's got the same stitch but different directions or a different name. I mean, how many times do we come across a stitch being called 2 different things? A half double crochet and a knotted, half double crochet cluster and a knotted half double crochet. It's the same stitch, but it's called 2 different things. Like, there's tons of that information out there, so it can be very misleading. You hear people talk about the linen stitch and then the moss stitch. It's the same thing. Like, why can't we have just one name for the stitch to make it less confusing? And that's why we end up here where we're like, well, what do we call this? Because I don't know what it's supposed to be called. So it's very frustrating, especially for those of us who are bi-stitchual. We have to learn the entire vocabulary, the cadence, and the vernacular of one art like crochet. Then you get into knitting and you have to learn something completely different. And the same thing happens over there, when you're talking about stitch cadence and counts and all the things. It's just, there's so many variations of the same thing. It can be very misleading and very confusing. So, yeah. And the older the reference, who knows how it has changed. I get that. Yeah. And especially with those of us who really dig into vintage patterns and things, especially with Tunisian. So I don't really talk Tunisian on my channel at all, because I am of the party where it's an Afghan hook and we do Afghan stitches. And, I'm old school with all of that. New school, everything's Tunisian this, Tunisian that. And I get it. It's just confusing, because what I learned versus what's out there now there's a lot of differences. So I just don't cover it. But yeah. Let's see. Welcome to the fellows, Nicole. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate that. I'm loving all of the green. I've been into the greens as of lately. I'm so excited. I just gotten home from Michael's and somebody asked me about crocheting and I was able to help them. I'm so proud of myself. You should be. That's amazing. I love that. I gotta tell you, when I first decided to jump into the whole knitting thing, I didn't think it was gonna turn out like this, where a year later I'm still talking about knitting. I thought it was gonna be one of those things that I brought up and then it just died off. No, I'm still talking about it. So maybe someday I'll be able to knit my very first sweater. We'll see. Welcome to the new members. Let's say, Trish, you inspire so many people, including me. Well, thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Sometimes, and it goes without saying, sometimes we need reassurance, whether it's from complete strangers that we see for the first time in a local yarn store or people that have been around for a long time. Thank you guys for that, because as a content creator, sometimes we question the decisions that we make for our channel when it comes to things we roll out, projects we roll out. So you guys giving that positive reinforcement does help all of us, not just me. It helps other people too. So thank you for that. Gabbing at the gums about crochet in the yarn aisle at Walmart. So good, right? It's especially when you have someone who's just as passionate about crochet fiber arts as you. Oh my goodness, you'll be there forever. How is your knitted shawl coming along? You haven't talked about it in a while. I'm getting ready to start mine. So I have to tell you, I need to graduate to a longer circular, right? So I placed my order. I Amazoned it. I can't believe that's a word. Like, I Amazoned it. How many of you guys use that word? Like, instead of always saying I went to Amazon and placed my order, you just say I Amazoned it. Anyway, so I Amazoned some circulars, and I didn't know this, but my mailbox store was closed for the holiday the day before Thanksgiving. And that's when it was supposed to be delivered, and they closed, so I missed the delivery, and they're making me wait until December 1st. So the needles that I need to continue working on that project are not in the house. So I'm just waiting for them to show up. You primed it? I like that. It's so good. I'm on Prime too. I should say that, but I don't know. Oh. Thank you so much, Julia. I appreciate that. See, what I'm nervous about when we're talking about sweaters, for those of you guys that don't know this, for me, that is like the highest of the high. Being able to knit my own sweater. Like, I want that for me. But I'm not ready yet because I still have to get I got to get a lot of it done. I have to learn a lot. Anyway, it's really nerve-wracking because I don't know how long it's going to take. Knitting takes a lot longer than it does crochet. And I'm an English style knitter, so I don't knit continental. And, it takes me a little longer than it would for someone who knits. I mean, it takes me, I don't know how long it takes me, but I have it down to where, like, I don't have to stop. Like, I can literally wrap, and you see how I'm doing this? So I can keep the yarn on my finger. I don't have to stop and go like this. I can literally keep it on my finger and just wrap it around. Anyway, I want to be able to knit my own sweater someday. And, hopefully sooner than later I'll get there. But yeah. Let me take this. LA asks, what's the difference between English and continental? So English is where you're holding your yarn and you're wrapping it around like this. And I believe it's where you're holding the yarn with your right hand. Continental, you're holding the yarn with your left hand like this. And this is not how I do it. But you're supposed to go in Draw out that loop and flip. That's not how I do it. But yeah. There you go. I'm sure if I practiced it, I'd eventually get it, but I love my English style knitting. I just love doing it that way. So, you're very welcome. Really enjoying the knitted chunky beanie I am working up. Just put down momentarily while I finish. You know, and I got to tell you guys, Woolly's Thick and Quick. It really does speak true to its name. Whether you're crocheting or knitting with that yarn, it's so much fun. And this flecked yarn, I need more of this in my life. This is so good. I have this in black. So not this one, but the next one that I do, I'm going to play with colors. So I'm going to go, instead of doing a solid like this, I'm going to work up about 3 inches, change over to black, and then go back to this color and close off the top. It's really, really nice. And for those of you guys that don't know, this is a blended yarn. So it's 82 acrylic and 10% wool, and it's machine washable and dryable. So yeah, I like that a lot, actually. And I have yet to try this on. When I had longer hair, I was a beanie person. When I cut all my hair off, I really wasn't into the beanies. But no. Let me see. And let's see. Okay, it's a little better. I'm so hypercritical over this. I shouldn't be, but I am. I'm more of a hat person. I have that shaped head where it looks better with a hat than a beanie. Yeah. 100%. This is so much better for me. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Sorry, Matt. I like making these hats too. They're much fun. Isn't that nice? This is Woolly's Thick and Quick. Hudson Bay is the colorway. Hudson Bay. And yes. See? For me, I just like the way my head looks in hats. So, anyway. I'll take care of you later, Matt. So, listen, we have to discuss something. So, I signed up for that Mystery Club of the Month for, oh my. Yesterday on the podcast, if you guys caught it, crinkle alert. Twisted Ambitions. I didn't really speak to how I felt about the yarn. How do you guys think I feel about this yarn? Anybody? Any ideas? Any ideas? Yeah. Okay. Before I say a single word, I knew what I was getting into. I knew there was a possibility that I would be sent pink. All right. I kind of knew because the mood board was posted before the yarn was posted. This is the mood board. I was hoping that the target colorways would be more of the darker colors and not so much the light. Anyway, here's what I have to say about it. It's a gorgeous colorway, okay? It's gorgeous. The work that went into this is absolutely amazing. Okay. I like the work that went into this. It holds true to the swatch. I mean, I can see it went more here than any of the other pictures. To me, the hank was pulled from here. Right? That's in my opinion. So anyway, for those of you guys that don't know, I do have an aversion to pink, with exceptions. So I do like the neon pinks, the bright Barbie pinks, but the pinks that I don't really care for are the powdered ones, the dusty, I don't really care for any of those, okay? And for those of you guys that don't know, I blame my sisters. They used to fight and fuss over this color all the time, and it just drove me insane. Anyway, I like this. Don't get me wrong, I do like this. I think that I would like it more if I tied in a solid color that would make this more masculine looking, if I'm making something for myself. I don't want to always tie charcoal or black to such bright colors, but I want a more masculine look. And I think that's another hang up I have. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to make with this yarn because of the colorways there, you know? I don't want to make something that doesn't really fit the bill for something that I would wear, you know? What about a bluish gray? A bluish gray. That's a really good suggestion. A darker blue. So like a midnight blue, or hi Nisi, welcome in. I don't know about yellow. Did someone suggest yellow? I think I saw yellow. Leslie, I don't know. Let's see. I don't know if that's going to give me the look that I want. And I don't want to necessarily, I don't want to always go dark, you know? Maybe, a beautiful dark teal. Okay, I'll have to look into that. Because this clearly has powder pink. It's a color that I really don't resonate with, but this was an investment. I mean, it was a mystery, but it was an investment. So cream and white, yeah. That's a very good suggestion as well. Cornflower blue. You guys have all the colors. Use a maroon, heathered gray maybe. Cold wash it, adjust the color. I'll have to give that a try. Maybe that will dilute some of this pink, especially like, yeah, the more pink I'm able to get out of that, the better. I mean, it's inevitable. The pink will always be there. But if I can wash out some of that pink, that would be great. What is going on with my computer? It's just moving and doing all the things all by itself. Oh my. Turquoise, slate, dark teal, sky blue, purple. Thank you guys so much for your suggestions. I do have some choices to go with here. This was gifted to me by Tracy. That's an option. Like a super, super dark purple. Let's see. Whoops. All kinds of things are happening over here. Ugh. Let me get this out of the way here. Hold on. Mayday, mayday. Sorry, Matt. All kinds of mess. Let me leave that stuff alone. Okay. Send it to Donna and she can re-dye it. I don't want to put more work on other people, Linda. I appreciate the idea, but we're all busy folks. Let's see, try navy or a deep blue. I can check that out. Like a gemstone yarn, like the red heart, that kind of depth. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely want to choose either something dark but not gray and light but not like bright white. So it's a DK weight yarn, and they're suggesting, what are they suggesting? So a 4.5 to a 5.5. So add a red so the pink looks like a lighter shade. That's an idea too. I might have to pick up some red tomorrow. We'll see. Anyway, thank you guys for your input. Really, that's a lot of pink. I could probably rock this color, right? Yeah. I think I can. It does need another color, for sure. 100%. No, on the dark purple, the pink will show up more. It would, yeah, I agree. You may find out that you look good in pink. You know, people do tell me that. They're like, as much as you don't like that color, it looks really nice on you. And I'm like, well, thanks. And there's that. But, yeah. I really wish that I liked it. But, like I said, I'm blaming my sisters. It's all their fault, for sure. Anyway, I've got this yarn from Katya, right? Look at how pretty that is. So, the website, I went there. A little bit of a sticker shock because I'm not used to yarn prices being that much. Being that as it may, I do have to say that the yarns are of high quality. Very high quality yarns. So it's definitely not a place that I'm going to go and just pick up some yarn to play with, right? To me, it's not that place. Katya is a place where I've got a project in mind and I need yarn for a project. I need good yarn for a project. That's the place. And so one of these runs $15. So I'm not going to just do a practice swatch with something like this. It's got to be something of substance, maybe a pattern that I designed that I really want to work up for myself or for a loved one. But it's 53 virgin wool and 47 acrylic. And it literally tells you how many you need to make like a wearable. So if I wanted to make like a raglan, I need 5 of these for an extra large. So it tells you all that. And the suggested hook size is a 6mm US letter J. What do you guys think I should make with this? Do you think a cowl hat combo? I think I have enough to do one of my cowls with a hat. But I don't know if I would want to wear something this bright around my head. A scarf, very nice. They are very pretty. So maybe just a cowl? Or just like a scarf? I'm not sure. It's a roving style yarn, which you can kind of see it there. Let me show you this. It's a roving style yarn. And by the way, guys, I'm not an affiliate for them. I was asked. I'm not exactly sure if it's something that I want to dig into, because if I become an affiliate for them, I'm going to show the yarn, which I don't mind doing, but like, I'm only going to do it if there's interest. So beyond that, you know? So anyway, a summer scarf, that's a great idea. Knit a hat, a vest. Okay, very, very nice. Leg warmers, scarves and gloves, okay. Take it to the yarn store to match. Right? I'm actually thinking I may just make myself one of my cowls. I've got a cowl pattern that's going to be coming out in the beginning of December. The members of the channel already have it. It's called the Emberfell cowl. And I may make my Emberfell cowl with this yarn. I'm not sure. And then we have another cowl that's coming out. Oh my goodness. Things are just coming and coming and coming. We have another cow coming out. It's called the Sweet Karma Cow. It's really, really nice. The patterns are written up already. I just have to record the tutorial. That will be out before you know it. So maybe that'll work up good in that. I don't know, we'll see. I wish I would have made this hooded cow before the snowstorm was knocking on my doorstep. You know what, speaking of that, can you guys believe that Delaware, we're getting our first storm on Tuesday? At least that's what they're saying. We're getting snowfall on Tuesday. I hate that for us. We haven't had any snow so far this season, and I was kind of hoping that we weren't going to get any, but we're getting some on Tuesday. It may change. I don't know. There's still time between now and Tuesday. Fingers are crossed that the storm stays north. Stay up there. I want all the snow to stay up north so I can be free of all of that stuff down here. You've gotten 10 inches already today and more is coming? Oh, no. Oh. That's Wisconsin, I believe, right? There's a reason why I'm not in Canada right now. Little fun fact about me. I don't know if I've ever told you guys, but I'm going to tell you. In 2012, actually, let me backtrack. I graduated from college in 2010, and I wanted to relocate in 2010. I wanted to relocate. I wanted to move to Canada. And I applied for and was granted the whole fast track process to become a citizen in Canada. Went through lawyers, we did all the things. And even all the snow, didn't matter. I just wanted to be there. You know, I had all my friends, well, most of my friends were there, and all the things. Anyway, so I go up there, I'm in Toronto, I'm meeting with the lawyers, I'm doing all the things, and then all of a sudden all this snow comes. And up there, you know how like down here, 1 minute it could be sunny and beautiful, and then the next minute there's a rainstorm, and then the next minute there's sun and clouds again? Well, it's very that up there. 1 minute it's clear as can be, and then the next minute there's a snowstorm, you know, and then the next minute it's clear again. It happens, you know? So anyway, I took that as a sign. I'm like, wait a minute. Maybe I need to just reevaluate this because I don't really care for the snow like maybe I thought I did. I'm not sure. Anyway, I took it as a sign. I come back home, and I'm talking to my mom and squaring things away off with her, and, you know, she was all for it, you know. And by the way, I didn't tell you guys this. My mom and I both were going. So I applied for citizenship for her and me in 2012. And I was approved, she was denied. And so because she wasn't approved to go, I didn't go. I stayed. And as you probably can put together, it was because of her health. She had pre-existing conditions that prevented us from going. So no Canada for us, but I do visit all the time. This season, though, I haven't really done anything because I've been so busy. But usually I'm up there like every other week. But yeah, unfortunately for me, there's no snow as of yet, knock on wood. So in Toronto, we can get it all 4 seasons in an hour. It's insane. Like 1 minute it's clear, the next minute there's a snowstorm. And the way that they remove their snow, absolutely incredible if you guys have seen it. So there's trucks that work in tandem with each other. So there's one truck that is sucking the snow in, and it's shooting it into another truck right next to but slightly behind. And as soon as that truck fills up, that truck backs up and moves over, and then the next truck comes up and takes its place. And so they are literally removing the snow instead of moving it to the side like we do here in the States. They actually pick it up and move it, and they dump it into the bay or into the ocean, or depending on where you live. They dump it into the water. So Yes. They have a system that, in my opinion, surpasses anything I've seen down here. Just saying. Oh. So Nancy asks, did you get your new desk set up? No. Nope. It's still the pieces of all the things are in the other room. We have a little bit of a dip over there. I feel like everything is just falling apart on me. Lots of snow in Chicago area. Now, see, Chicago would be a really great city to have that implemented, but I would imagine some of their streets are very narrow and can't really justify having 2 vehicles go down the street. The closest I ever got to Canada was when we were stationed at Minot AFB, North Dakota. It is cold, yeah. Hi, Cindy Lou. Welcome in. Yeah, I got to tell you, like, I mentioned this before, and not to be stuck on this whole Canada topic, but for me, the air is different up there than it is down here. You know, the air hits a lot different. In the wintertime, it's a different kind of cold. The cold is a different kind of cold than what we experience down here. It's just very different. And a lot of people would just assume, oh, well, yeah, it's the same, but there are stark differences in just being there. You know, smelling the air is different, and you know, the way that it changes the seasons, it does change very sporadically because it stays cold a lot longer up there. But yeah, it's very different. Just arrived home from Virginia, took the Amtrak, waved to you as we passed by Delaware. Oh, well, thank you so much, Naomi. I appreciate that. In Finland, the winter is a dry cold. Yeah, I can see that. That makes sense. Let's see. Yeah, Chicago has been getting a break the last few years, but this November snow is already heavier, more than... Something's telling me, guys, that this winter is going to be pretty heavy. I mean, fingers crossed that it goes by quickly, but I feel like it's going to be cold, like very cold. Wow. It's going to be something like this winter, I think. Yeah, I agree. Our spot near Algonquin Park, totally heaven. Wonderful friends. I love that. It's 8 degrees Celsius. Oh my. I have no idea what the weather is here in Nowhere, Delaware. I'm very curious to know. It's 34 degrees right now in Delaware. The high today was 43, and the low is going to be 28 degrees Fahrenheit for our international viewers. It's pretty cold. North Carolina is at 31 degrees. Oof, no thank you. Thanks, Juan. Now I keep getting ads. I do apologize about that. Hello to yes, thank you. Wait. Hello to the landscapers tending to the trees and the bushes. Welcome in. Oh, well, thanks. Oh. For those of you guys that don't know this, I just want to put this out there. When you see those ads, just skip over them if you want. I am a paid content creator here on YouTube, and that is how I earn my keep. So if you're able to watch, great. If not, just skip over it. It's no big deal. Okay? Let's see, 34 degrees in Hampton, Virginia. Wow, and I see a bunch of snowflakes. No. They say we will be getting the white stuff here in Montgomery, Alabama this winter, so I said this winter will be a shocker. Wow, Alabama getting snow, guys. I mean, Alabama. They never get snow. Like, it is a rare occurrence when that state gets snow. You know, Mississippi is another one. Mississippi, Alabama, southern Georgia. I mean, you don't even, like Florida, you don't really see those states getting snow. Michigan is 25. Oh my. So Nisi, not only did they discontinue Rustic, but they also discontinued this DK weight yarn. Anti-pilling DK. It's the everyday DK they discontinued. There's a whole bunch of yarns, and they also discontinued Frosty. Sweet Roll Frosty is discontinued. It's not even on the website anymore. Bunch of yarns being discontinued. Yep. Hopefully to make room for more things, you know, fingers are crossed. Apparently they're coming out with new yarn. So, you know, and besides, it's like if the yarn is there and no one's buying it, they're not going to keep making it. That's just business sense, you know? They're not going to reproduce products that no one really wants. I mean, there may be one-offs, but it doesn't generate enough volume to continue it as a business, so they moved on. Yes. Let's see. In Sacramento, California, it is 50 right now. We haven't seen the sun in a week because of heavy fog and clouds. Wow. Hopefully they'll roll out something really, well, I hope so, for their sake. I mean, my fingers are crossed that they finally come out with Premier Puzzle in a worsted weight. How long have we been talking about that? I mean, I don't know about you, but I think I would love Premier Puzzle that much more than I already do if it came in a worsted number 4 weight yarn. I mean, you would hear me talk about this yarn ad nauseum if it came in a worsted 4 weight yarn. I wouldn't even be quiet about it. Give me solid worsted puzzle and give me those colorways in worsted. I bet you every single person in here would want to try it. I'm just saying. I know I would. I would intentionally stop buying yarn and save my pennies to go buy that worsted weight yarn. You want to? So Sweet Roll they do have. They discontinued Sweet Roll Frosty. So it's the Stonewash yarn. It's the Stonewash version of the Sweet Roll. But the regular ones, they still do have those in stock. 12 colorways to be exact. And it's on sale right now. You would love puzzle and a worsted weight? Yeah, absolutely. The things that we could make, I mean, we could already do the things, but like, how much nicer would it be to use a smaller hook to, you know, make more intricate projects with that puzzle yarn? It'd be so much fun. If puzzle came in a DK or smaller, I'd buy it all, right? I think if puzzle came in a DK, I would knit with it. I mean, I would knit with Premier Puzzle right now, but I'd be more inclined to like knit with the real thin puzzle yarn. I think so. It's 80 degrees. Wow. That's insane. I would come out of the bushes for some of the 4-weight puzzle in those colors, right? I did make a purchase yesterday. I want to let you guys know that. I bought some Premier yarn, and I repurchased some colorways that I never had the chance to showcase on the channel. So last year or 2 years ago, I spoke about my Premier Puzzle collection. Before I actually got rid of it all, I put it all in de-stash boxes. Anyway, I'm rebuilding that stash, and I purchased some colorways that I never really spoke about, and I'm very excited to get them in. If you haven't tried Premier Puzzle, you should just try one skein. 328 yards. You know, it comes with a bunch of yardage, and it is a 5-weight yarn, and they suggest a 6mm crochet hook. I already use a 6 for Red Heart and for all of my 4-weight yarn. So to me, it's an Aran weight, you know? But I would implore you to give it a shot and see what you think of it. And by the way, you don't have to order from Premier if you don't want to. Walmart also sells Premier Puzzle. So you can go to your Walmart, pay $6. I think it's like $5.98 or something per skein. They don't really have all the colorways. They may have like 5 different colorways, but I would definitely give it a shot to see if you like it, because it's not for everybody. Not everybody's going to like Premier Puzzle, but I know I do, for sure. Juan, can you do a tutorial on granny square join as you go? Yeah, I did one live, but I will do a recorded version. There have been a lot of people asking me that because I've been showcasing my blankets, join as you go granny squares. I didn't really think people wanted a tutorial on that, but yeah, people are asking. So yeah, I'll do that for sure. Cones would make some nice and easy boggy blankets, right? For sure. Burnett Sport Ombre Twist is like a DK puzzle. It is. It is. But that DK weight yarn, it's a thin 3. They suggest a 5mm US letter H crochet hook for that yarn. And what I'm planning on doing with mine, because I have it in like a green gray, I'm planning on running it with a DK in white. And I'm going to use a 6 or 7mm crochet hook for a donation blanket. You're making an Anna Jeans poncho in all the colors of puzzles as we speak. Wow, that's awesome. They need to make puzzle and anti-pilling, right? Oh my goodness. I hope they're paying attention. If hopefully, maybe they don't watch. I don't think they watch, but Premier, if you're watching this, you hear us talking about your yarn. Anti-pilling, Premier puzzle, and a worsted weight yarn. Just saying. You guys would be like all the things. And then give us some solids. Give us solid worsted weight Premier puzzle, anti-pilling. We'd be able to make all the things. And in a cone with coordinating solids, right? But I think that like a lot of their decisions that they make are solely based on sales. It's a business, you know. If people aren't buying it in the masses, they're not going to invest money into producing it. And that's the reality to it. You know, we sit here and we talk about how these yarn companies shoulda, coulda, woulda, but they got to look at their numbers. And if the sales aren't there to justify the means, or if there's not enough of an investment in the idea, they're just not going to do it, you know. Laura would buy it all. You came late to Premier Puzzle cotton yarn, but I'd be so happy to get more. It's gorgeous and soft too. Yes, Premier Puzzle, by the way, guys, is a worsted 4-weight yarn, but it's puzzle cotton, you know. Maybe that was their answer. And you know what? I'd be okay with that if they had more options. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they have less than 10 colorways available, in contrast to the 35 different colorways they have available in acrylic. So give us more of the Premier Puzzle cotton options, or come out with you know, an acrylic 4-weight puzzle, you know. Hi Bob, welcome in. Yes, you did. You made a live stream. So good. Thank you for popping in here. And production costs play a part. Yes, it takes money, it takes employees, it takes all the things. And I completely understand why they won't come out with certain yarns, but it would be really nice if they actually, and not just Premier, all the companies, I think they should be into social media platforms and really being in tune with what we're talking about in the chat. You know, these folks, and by these I mean we, us, you know, we are the people who keep these companies afloat. We buy their yarn, we keep their employees employed, we keep those CEOs sitting behind their desks. So like, they should be into these chat rooms paying attention to our conversations so that they know of the things that we want to make. You know, sometimes I feel like there's a disconnect, that, you know, they're coming out with this and that, and not a single one of us has ever mentioned a desire for that yarn that they just put out. You know, so it begs to wonder where they're getting their information from. I'm just saying. Pay attention. Like, what is the saying? Read the room. You know, if you're a CFO or a CEO and you're wondering what the next directive of the company should be, you should really be in the community chats. You should be sitting back in the bushes, watching people talk about the yarns that they love the most and what kind of yarns they would love to see in the future. I mean, it only makes sense, right? Because the people that are employed in between the top and us, I mean, they have their own directives. They have their own agenda. Yes, they're supposed to be in the chat rooms too, but seriously, I think some of their own influence gets put into those decisions. Just saying. I don't think it goes straight from us to the top. I think it gets filtered through all of the middle folks, and then they decide to keep and toss what they feel is appropriate. Just saying. Melissa says maybe they are here. Well, listen, Melissa, if they are here, hopefully they're taking notes, because there have been tons of amazing suggestions in this chat right now from you guys. Lots of amazing suggestions that would potentially make them millions of dollars. You know, anti-pilling Premier Puzzle worsted weight yarn, I think would be a smash. I think it would be a hit. I'm just saying. Because we're already making wearables with Premier Puzzle in acrylic. Why not make it anti-pilling? Why not make it worsted weight? Because a lot of our handcrafters, they all don't like working with bulky number 5 weight yarn. A lot of people prefer right in the middle, medium 4 weight yarn or DK weight yarn. You know, of course, you have the one-offs like me with huge hands, which to me a 5 weight feels like a 4 weight. A 4 weight to me feels like a DK weight. So it's because of how big my hands are. But yeah, good affordable yarn is what I look for. Exactly right. A steal and a deal is where it is, you know. So I wonder if they made it that way to help folks feel like things can get worked up quickly. Probably, Carrie, I think so. I think that could be part of it. Also, think about this. It takes less effort to make a thicker yarn than it does to make a thinner yarn, especially when it comes to products like Premier Puzzle. It's one of those yarns where you've got different strands that are spun, and then they spin those spun strands together, you know, so it's not one solid piece. But if it's a thicker yarn, you can make more of it a lot faster as opposed to the thinner yarns, you know. So I'm thinking, to save on production costs, oh, let's just go with the thicker yarns, you know. Let's do the Fable. You guys have seen the Fable yarn. It's huge, it's thick, you know. There's a whole bunch of yarn they put out recently that's a super bulky number 6, a bulky number 5, and that's because it doesn't really cost as much to produce as it would a DK weight or a sport weight yarn, because you're going to have to compensate for yardage. You guys know this as much as I do, that those thinner yarns have more yardage, and the same work goes into it. So like more cost is involved with those thinner yarns, you know. So puzzle lovers wanting worsted weight, write to the company like I did and suggested. I even went so far as saying they should reap the benefits of people that they missed on the Vortex. Right, I agree. Vortex was a lot. Listen, okay, I know you guys would agree with me that they had something there with Vortex. They had something there, and a handful of us are very fortunate enough to have our hands on some of this yarn. It's very good yarn. That right there should have been purchased from Mary Maxim or from Hirschner's or from where Big Twist went. That yarn, in my opinion, was literally one of Big Twist's best yarns. I know it's an unpopular opinion, but listen, everyone loves Vortex. I'm just saying. Happy Saturday, Erica. Vortex it's comparable to Red Heart Melange, the Roll With It Melange, and they only had a handful of colorways, but the colors they had were perfect. Very nice. I was lucky and I made a baby blanket on mine. Well, guess what? Stay tuned, guys. I do have some Vortex. It may come up in a replay treat in my podcasts one of these weeks. So just watch my podcast, guys. You never know. By the way, if you didn't catch the podcast, please make sure that you watch it. We've got replay treats, and this is one of the replay treats. This is the other one. Premiere, and So yeah, I think what I'll do instead of, well, in the coming weeks, I'll put Vortex up. So I'm sure there will be tons of people wanting that Vortex. Go get those treats, right? I love the Red Heart Melange, Ice Yarn Melange too. Yes, Ice Yarns. And I got to tell you, they reached out to me, Ice Yarns, and I read their email, and I'm like, they wanted to know if I wanted to continue my affiliateship. And I didn't know how to answer that, because as much as I want to continue my Ice Yarns affiliateship, it costs me twice as much as it would someone living closer, like across the ocean. Jess, thank you so much for gifting a membership. And Purple Yarny, congratulations on the gifted membership from Jess. I hope you enjoy being an official Yarn Addict for a month. Let's see, Lisa's been a member for 17 months. Thank you so much, Lisa. And Diane, 21 months. Wow. That's amazing. What did I just say? I forget. Can someone remind me? I completely forgot. These green boxes, I'm telling you, I see shiny things and automatically I forget. Oh, yes, Ice Yarns affiliate. Yes, so my Ice Yarns affiliate link is not operating right now because all I have to do is turn it back on. But it just doesn't make sense for me to promote a yarn where the cost is just ridiculous. I mean, I went to try and order Saber yarns, you know, the 2 packs of Saber, before all of the fees. I'll leave it at that. I won't get into it. But before those added fees, it was $6.99, and then it cost me about $7, between $7 and $10 to have it shipped here. I went in recently and tried to order that same thing. It was $7.99, and it was $23 in addition to the cost of the yarn to have it sent to me. There's no way I can do that. So I'm not going to sit here and talk about it if in that conversation I have to say, well, you know, there's these tariffs and things that you're going to have to pay for if you're interested. No one's going to want it. So it doesn't make any sense. So it's there. I still have it on my channel, but I have it currently turned off. I'll turn it back on once it becomes more affordable again. I think we should have a celebration when we hit 2 years, 24 months. Who's in? For the members. For the members who've 21 magnificent months of community, inclusion, learning, and laughs. Thank you so much, Diane. I really appreciate that. Huge hugs to you. Let me click that little thummy there. There. Yeah, we'll do a little shindig for the 2 years. Because, listen, again, a lot of the things that I did when I first started my channel, I didn't think I'd still be doing it. And here we are. I can't believe it. It's in a couple months, it'll be 2 years since I started memberships. By the way, December 7th, mark your calendars. We're having our little, and it's a little one, our celebration, our 100K celebration. And I'm doing it on the anniversary, the 2-year anniversary of my very first live stream. So I went live for the very first time, December 6th, 2023. And so I decided that December 7th, which is that Sunday, is when I'm going to be doing the live stream. And I'm going to be doing my 100K celebration. And I haven't opened up the package yet, so I don't know what my silver play button looks like, but I have it. It's here. And I have some goodies to give away. And I'm still trying to figure out whether or not I want like a panel. Sometimes it's a little nerve-wracking with a panel because people talk over each other. You can't really get a word in edgewise sometimes. And I don't know if I want that for me. But I may have guests at, you know, during that live stream. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. I try, you know. Yes. And for what it's worth, I normally don't speak to this, but I feel like I should mention this. Every time I sit on a panel, and this has happened for like the last year, every time I sit on a panel, I get at least one email from someone who I've never interacted with before, and they would say, "Yeah, I don't think panels are for you." And, they go on to say, we try to hear you talk and we can't hear you talk because, this, that, and the third. And they go into their whole story about why they feel like I shouldn't be on a panel. And to that, I say, I understand where they're coming from. I've grown a lot. My response has changed over time as well. So, my response to them is I go on for the sense of community. I try to be a part of whatever community is willing to have me. Um, it may not be where I could get in a word in edgewise, but at least I'm present. At least I'm there, and people know that I'm there. And I get responses from people that say, if we wanted to watch them, we would go to their channels and watch them. We're here to watch you, so why are they there? We get all kinds of comments. And, I always have to remind people that this here is a platform of community involvement. It's an inclusive platform. And to try and place borders in between channels, in between people, creates division. And when you have division, there's negativity there. And that's not what I'm about. That's not what my channel's about. And it's even in my title of my page. When you go to that on my homepage, it's an inclusive channel. And, I try to tell people that even if you don't like what you see, really think about what you say to people, because your words can have a lasting effect on people. A lot of the viewership, um, they know, they go to several channels. They don't just sit on one channel. A lot of you guys, many of you guys, in fact, watch many other channels, as you should. This is a community involvement platform. But the golden rule always applies. Just remember, we're human, we have feelings, and we have thicker skin than normal because we get it a lot. But like, if you don't have anything nice to say, you shouldn't say anything at all. That's the truth. I mean, that is the hard truth. Just don't say it. Keep it to yourself if it's not nice, you know? And I have had to remind people in emails, like, hey, you're not being nice right now. Like, I can only speak for me. I am not involved on many other channels, platforms. I've limited myself from that because I want to really concentrate on my content. I know that people come to see me, they come to see my content, but also too, I'm a human that likes interaction with other people. Like, I like having friends. I am literally an extrovert. And so, when I get those emails, I'm like, is there any way that this person could have been kind? Is there any way that this person could have just maybe not have sent this email? You know? And to that, I say, we just have to remind people that it doesn't cost anything to be nice, and it really does go a long way in this community. And, this is one of the niches that it's relatively small in comparison to a lot of platforms on YouTube. The fiber community is quite small, and the last thing that we need is negativity and division. Of course, there's always going to be compartmentalization. You are going to have your own neighborhoods in the fiber community. That's how it always is. That will never change. You've got a whole community of people over there, our community over here, you've got communities over there, you've got different communities, but it doesn't cost anything to be nice among different communities. If I show up in a chat room or into a live that I typically don't involve myself in, at the very least, just be kind, you know? So, yeah, I feel like, Kimberly, you're right. If you don't like what you see, just change the channel. But in hindsight, and I don't know if many of the other content creators get emails like the ones I get, but, you know, I'm very active with the community that I've created. And so they feel compelled to let me know all the things, which I don't mind. I mean, it comes with the territory. But with that, you know, I have to remind people, just be nice. It doesn't cost you anything to be kind, you know? If you don't like the fact that I'm sitting on a panel with other people, don't watch it. Watch one of the replays of something that I recorded where I'm by myself, you know? So that's how I feel about it. On that note, let me sip my coffee. mm. So good. So how are all of you guys? You know, I wait until the very, very end to ask you all how you are. Where are my manners? I hope you guys are all good. I hope that you're enjoying your weekend. I hope you had a great holiday. I'm still trying to recover. I had leftovers again. The last of the leftovers have been taken care of. So I had turkey and gravy with mashed potatoes and stuffing, reheated. And I also did Mom the same thing. You still from too much food? Yes. Lisa T, I agree. Oh. Yes, absolutely. So my Thanksgiving meal is like all the food is officially gone except for the pumpkin pie. I eat that very slowly. So I have to savor it because I don't eat sweets like that. So yeah. You still have leftovers, Jess? Oh my gosh. What was your Thanksgiving menu? So I had a turkey. I didn't make the whole turkey. I just did the breast. So I had like this huge turkey breast. I made mashed potatoes. I made mixed vegetables. I did yams. I did green bean casserole. What else did I do? Stuffing. And I did garlic rolls. And then, of course, I made a pumpkin pie. So that's what I had. And it took forever for us to go through it because it's just me and Mom. But we went through it. It's all done. Nothing was wasted. I agree with you completely. People need to think before they make a comment. Like you said, if you don't like it, change the channel or turn it off. Yes, Susan. I'm going to share something with you that I didn't think I was going to, but I want you guys to know this. I shared this with just a few other people, and it's about kindness, you know? I never understood the concept of the thumbs down, you know, in the videos. Sometimes I think of it as one of those things where you're letting YouTube know that you don't want to watch, right? I understand that. You hit the thumbs down button, it's kind of like letting YouTube know, like, I don't want to watch this. Done. What I don't understand is why in so many videos, for me, I get a lot of thumbs downs, and as many as thumbs, like I get a lot, okay? It's a high traffic. But what I don't understand is if you don't like something that you're watching, why would you go so far as to offer the thumbs down? Just move on. You know, just go click elsewhere, you know? The algorithm lets YouTube know, like, how well a video did based on those thummies. That's why you're hearing, like, you know, give the thumbs up, give the thumbs up. You're letting YouTube know that you like what you see, you know? So instead of offering a thumbs down, which honestly is morally debilitating for some of us content creators, you know? It doesn't affect me anymore. It just confuses me. It used to really hurt my feelings back in the day when I had thin skin. It really hurt my feelings. I'm like, why don't they like me? Why do I have all these thumbs down? And now I'm like, whatever. But I'm thinking to myself, why don't people just move on to other videos? If you don't like what you see, move on. You know, just go click somewhere else. Or, you know, if you really don't like the content that you're seeing, don't subscribe to that channel. It's very easy to click other buttons than the thumbs down button. I mean, and then furthermore, if you're thumbing down the video because you don't like it, what happened to constructive feedback? You know, especially if you're sticking around. If you're not going to unsubscribe from my channel and you're going to stick around continuously hitting the thumbs down button, maybe offer some honest and friendly feedback and be like, hey, you know, I keep hitting the thumbs down button because this, that, and the third. The thing about it is I feel like it's a form, and maybe I'm wrong, it's kind of like it's like a passive way of bullying, you know? You're passively saying, you know, I don't like this, but I'm going to stick around so I can continue hitting that thumbs down button. You know, I never understood that. I just say, move on, go watch something else. You know, I'm at a point now where, like, my OGs know what we've been through. I'm not going to rehash that. But what I'm going to tell you is I'm now at a point of confusion, because I'll post a really good video that I worked really hard at, and I would expect it to, you know, just perform as usual. I'm not expecting the world, you know. I'll go in there, and within 10 minutes, you know, I'm looking at it and I'm like, really? All those thumbs down button? Like, who, how, what? Go click somewhere else, you know. So I say all that to say, be kind. You know, we work really hard at making these videos for people. You know, we want you guys to be able to watch things and to enjoy the content. But like, if you're not going to leave feedback letting us know, like, what you want to see, we're going to continue doing what we want. And yeah, so how do you fix that? I think they should get rid of the thumbs down button. There's no need for it. I feel like if you don't like it, just click away from it. That's it. Just click away from it. Having the thumbs down button is a way for people to hide behind that negativity. Whether, and it's for different reasons. It could be that, you know, I spoke about knitting in this particular video and you're not a knitter, so you hit the thumbs down button. I say, instead of the thumbs down button, just click away, you know? So, yeah. Let's see. Only thumbs down I've left, I think, and hope are videos where reporting false or AI generated videos that are obviously fake to start negative comments. Yeah. I feel like we need to promote positivity more. That's my point. I feel like as fiber artists, and you guys are all fiber artists, different disciplines, you know, we need to build each other up. I feel like we just need to be more of the positive. We need people to say, you know what, I really enjoyed this video and this is how I'm going to do it. They have it, but they limited it, which makes no sense. So they have the hype. They have given us the virtual super thumb, you know. They've given it to us, but you're only allowed 3 a week. What kind of fun is that if you're watching YouTube every day? You know, maybe 3 per day instead of 3 per week. Give everyone 3 uses per day, you know, and it really would help promote the channels that people like to watch. It would really help promote that positivity, you know, and maybe not necessarily, I don't know. I just, again, I think the thumbs down button is just not cool. I think it's just ridiculous because it makes no sense. You get to hit the thumbs down button and hide behind it. You should stand up and say, I did not like your content. As simple as that. I don't do thumbs down when if it doesn't interest me, I click not interested. Exactly. And when you click not interested, it tries to not give you that content again. It has for me in recent past where I'll say not interested and I'll still get it. But you just have to keep reminding them, like, no, I'm not interested in that, you know? Thank you. But who agrees with me? Who feels like we should have more than 3 hypes a week? I think we should have more than 3 hypes. I think it should be 3 hypes per day. The vast majority of us watch YouTube daily. I know me. I watch my knitting channels. I'm hooked. I watch my knitting podcasters, and, you know, I have the ones that I hype, and I love it. More hypes. Yes. I agree. Give us more hypes. Give us more of an ability to be more positive. They're like, in my opinion, they're capping the level of positivity that we can give to the community. You know, I've seen many comments from you guys to me saying, hey, I used all my hypes this week, so I can't really hype this video, but great video. You know, it's like, well, thank you. It's not gonna, put me, in front of new people, but I do appreciate all the ones that I do get, Yep, absolutely. 3 as a limit is silly. Right, to put a limit on it, Your hypes are gone by noon on Monday. It begs to wonder, do you guys think that since the hypes renew at the beginning of the week, that I should move my podcast to Monday instead of Friday? I mean, I like my podcast Fridays, but if my podcasts are going to be put in front of new people, if it gets hyped, I don't know. I kind of like my Friday podcasts. I'm just saying. I do my whole week that way. I work on everything, have it all ready to present by Friday, But if the algorithm resets on Monday and everyone has free uses of hypes on Mondays, it may push me further along. I don't know. What do you guys think? Just add another video. You always save a hype for the Friday podcast. I appreciate that. I really do. But I just feel like, if it's readily available for you to use, then the video needs to be readily available for you to do that too. I mean, you have to wait all the way until Friday to use a hype on my video. Lilana says she doesn't live for the hypes. I love it. We'll save a hype. I appreciate that. I do. It's so kind of you guys. Maybe we should write YouTube and be like, give us hypes, give us more hypes. We need to be more positive, It would be really kind. And the other thing that I really wish that YouTube would do is when you tell the algorithm or you tell YouTube that you're not interested in this particular content creator, stop putting them in your feed, right? There were some content creators that I used to watch that I don't watch anymore, just because my focus has shifted, somewhere else. And so I don't want to see this. And so I put not interested, and then I'll go sign off and sign back in, and then the same people are in my face. And I'm like, I don't want that for me. Like, how many times do I have to tell YouTube that I don't want these people in my face, So I don't know what it's going to take. And especially like the mukbangers. So I used to watch mukbang videos a lot, And so as someone who is trying to not consume so much food, the last thing I want to see is mukbangers. And so I used to watch them all the time. I don't want to watch them anymore. So I put not interested. And I go to log out and log back in. I have all these mukbang videos. I'm like, I don't want to see these. Like, how many times do I have to tell you people that I don't want to watch these? If I want to watch anything like this, I'll go to TikTok, where the videos are much smaller. It's shorter, it's easier, we can get to whatever it is and be done with it. Oh. Yes. So Donna says there's an option in the feed that gives the option to not recommend this channel. Done that. Still get it. Done it. Got the t-shirt, as we used to say back in the 90s. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Yep. Yeah. Anywho, guys, I just realized how long we've been on. I'm going to be on for a few more minutes and then we'll wrap up. I just realized that we're 85 minutes in. It's quite long. I tried it on, didn't fit, gave it back. I love it. So good. So 90s. I so agree with you about the thumbs down button. 1, don't change. I only hype channels I really like and feel comfortable viewing. 2, to you and to another channel, the other one. Yep. So, like I said, I just feel like they need to find a way to promote positivity a little more. Even if that means giving the viewership more hypes. Put more of an arsenal in your pocket so you can go clicking and promoting more, I really dislike having to choose between who to hype every week. I want to give. Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. I feel like you guys should have more of an option, because I don't know of anyone who watches YouTube and only watches 3 videos a week. I mean, I watch at least 3 videos an hour. Well, depending on how long the videos are. But like, we watch a lot of YouTube. And like, why only 3? We watch so many videos. So anyway. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. I really do appreciate it. I'll be on tomorrow evening for my Sunday live. I hope you guys can make it. It's going to be 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as it always is. And it'll be 1 week removed from my 100K celebration. So if you're able to make that, I would really appreciate that as well. So that is all I have for today. I really hope that you enjoyed date night. Until tomorrow, I'll see you then. Bye, guys.